first day of February, a month dedicated to celebrating Black history. It's both fitting and symbolic that we gather to witness and celebrate a significant event, the forging of a strategic partnership between the SBA and the African American Alliance of CDFI CEOs, a partnership that promises to ignite small business growth. We're here because by harnessing our collective strength, we can unlock new opportunities and foster a more inclusive ecosystem for small business success. I'm now going to invite our CEO, Linwood Lawton Sr., to the stage to give opening remarks. Linwood.
I'm delighted to be here to not only launch this partnership, but isn't it wonderful that we also launched the first day of Black history. All right. And I got one amen. It is, I think today is a historic day, not only because we're here, as I said, to celebrate, but also to welcome a new era for the African American Alliance of CDFIs. And I must say that we had of the Alliance, we had a SBA working group that worked tirelessly with SBA on changes to the Community Advantage Program. And some of them even traveled all the way from California. Hilda Kennedy and Mark Robinson, Hamilton from New York, and certainly our hosts watching our brothers product, even got Ames from Maryland here, and Kevin Price, host of the National Institute, and Roberta McCullough, the Institute. So we are glad. Let's give them a hand. We are certainly extremely pleasant and excited. As one friend of mine said, I am hippopotamus happy and peacock proud that our collection of 76 Black-led CDFIs across this nation has come together and has worked tirelessly to make this day happen. I must confess that this is no accident that this day happened. We started working almost 2 years ago, working with SBA staff, indicating that now was the time to begin developing a strategic partnership. And why is that important? So glad you asked that question. It's important because it talks about a new era in terms of which SBA and the African American Alliance of CDFI begin to work more closely together. We'll be doing joint webinars. We'll be linked on each other's website. Webinars that we do, we'll be inviting SBA. And more importantly, webinars that they do, we'll be able to be a part of those. And I am certainly delighted that we have started this journey, and today we formalize it. And I'm, again, happy about that. And so with those comments, as we celebrate this historic agreement, it is my distinct honor to introduce the Honorable Isabel Casilla Guzman, the 27th Administrator of the U.S. Small Business Administration. I must tell you that she needs no introduction. She comes well prepared. She effectively served in President Biden's cabinet as the leading advocate for America, more than 33 million small business and innovative startups. Administrator Guzman had made advancing entrepreneurs part of her life work. In fact, growing up, she understood small business by working with her father and his chain of veterinary hospital, and the experience that shaped not only her understanding of entrepreneurship, but it really transformed her to become a champion of small business in the communities that they serve. Her journey to SBA, she served as SBA Deputy Chief of Staff in the Obama Biden administration, and then led the California Office of Small Business Advocate. And in early 2021, President Biden had an epiphany. He said, I want the best and brightest to lead SBA, and guess who he called? He called her and asked her to lead, and her nomination was confirmed by a bipartisan vote in the U.S. Senate. Under her leadership, the agency managed a $500 billion portfolio and deploys $40 billion in funding annually to American small business. As a result, more than ever before, millions of Americans have resources they need to start, grow, and build resilient small business. With all of this, I am elated that not only is she an administrator, but she is a friend of the Alliance. So please join me and put your hands together and give a North Carolina welcome to the Administrator Guzman.
Shorter, so it's bring this down. It was great to be here in Durham. Mayor Williams was here earlier. It's great to be here and at the Hayti Heritage Center. I think that's an appropriate and iconic venue to be able to, thank you so much, to be able to share the new partnership between the Alliance and the SBA, which is a long time coming. And so I just want to thank Linwood, my dear friend, who's been working with me from day one, even before day one. Donna and Linwood, during transition, had the opportunity to start to plan out and think through what a partnership would mean, what our communities need to advance entrepreneurship. And so I'm honored to be here. You know, and I know that the Alliance members, overall, some of my friends from California too, have really been integral in really powering the SBA, powering entrepreneurship in this country. So I'm so grateful for you, as well as the staff of the Alliance. And I just want to do a shout out. She doesn't know that I'm going to do this, but one of my staff members has been working so diligently in the Office of Capital Access. She came back with me from the Obama Biden administration, but Stacey Posey is here from headquarters. She's on the Capital Access team. She has helped build the Community Advantage SBLC, so I'm so proud of her. You know, this is a historic time to sign this strategic alliance because these are historic economic times. You know, we, as a result of President Biden's American Rescue Plan, we're seeing just great economic recovery. Of course, we've seen the jobs numbers now. There's over 14 million jobs created during the Biden-Harris administration, but the soaring confidence numbers amongst business and as well consumers, as well as the strength of our economy with really great GDP numbers is a moment to just reflect that President Biden was right that we should never bet against America, and he defines America as in one word, possibilities. And I don't think there's any place where you can see that more than in entrepreneurship. And this country has seen a small business boom over the last 3 years. These are the number one, number two, number 3 years for entrepreneurship ever, as well for as long as we've been tracking this, with new business applications soaring at 16 million new business applications nationwide. And here in North Carolina, it's nearly 500,000, nearly 500,000. And that's representative of what we're seeing across the country, across multiple industries. But I will tell you that those soaring numbers are being powered by women and people of color, and especially people of color. Black entrepreneurship in particular has increased at the highest rates. It's the highest in 3 decades. We've seen a doubling the number of Black households who have small businesses in this country. And we want to make sure that all of those great entrepreneurs can continue to power our economy. Our small businesses create 2/3 of net new jobs. They produce 40% of our output, employ half the workforce. They are so critical for our economy. I like to say that small businesses were too big to fail this time around during the pandemic, which is why SBA deployed so much funding, over $1.2 trillion, to save our small businesses. But now more than ever, we need to reflect on the small business boom and that face of entrepreneurship that we're seeing to ensure that as we invest in America with the President's economic agenda, which is bringing and matching that hope that every small business application represents with opportunity, that we also bring the capital. And that's what you all do every day, and you're committed to, is making sure that hope and opportunity is matched with capital so that true job creation levels and output can be achieved by all of our great entrepreneurs. And I would be preaching to the choir here if I went into details of what that looks like today and how we need to progress, but we all know that the fight is real, that we need to commit to making sure that we transform programs. And at the SBA, we've made transformations that we haven't seen in over 40 years to really reverse these trends of the lack of small dollar lending availability. And the lack of strong networks of authentically representative community lenders and lenders on the ground to meet businesses where they are with simpler products from the SBA that have gotten too complicated over the years and as a result have alienated too many small businesses, the very small businesses that our mission was intent on serving, filling gaps, de-risking the marketplace so that our economy can grow, so that we have innovation and competition overall. And so I'm really excited to see that with President's leadership and the Vice President's leadership, who in particular has a very soft spot in her heart for the very community lenders that she knows are over-indexing and serving underserved communities in particular, that with leading with that vision that we've been able to make transformations at the SBA to double Black lending since 2020 in the Biden-Harris administration. Putting out just last year $1.5 billion of our portfolio to Black entrepreneurs. And that growth across all of our underserved categories has changed our portfolio to ensure that we are filling gaps, that we are meeting the needs of the entrepreneurs who are starting businesses at the highest rates in this country. And I know that you all have been tracking the changes that we've made, the historic reforms this past summer. After those reforms, simplifying the way SBA defines eligibility, the way we direct underwriting, the lender networks that we want to expand. As a result, we saw a spike in startup capital, small dollar loans, lending to our people of color in rural communities and veteran communities. And that's really what the agency is focused on, continuing to deliver. But the number one issue that I was committed to is making sure that our CDFIs, that our nonprofit lenders, our mission lenders, would have a permanent home at the SBA, which is why, as a result of the small business licensing company moratorium lift, we have made Community Advantage permanent. It's been a continued fight, and we're continuing to fight to make sure that we protect these changes and protect these programs. But I am confident that we will be able to continue to see small dollar lending on the rise, startup rates on the rise, and continue to grow our lending in underserved communities. And the critical thing to recognize is that there's no pie that we're fighting over here. The SBA has not reached its levels of authorities at this point. There is room to grow. It's a zero subsidy program that the SBA manages diligently to ensure performance, and we will continue to maintain performance and increase the lenders, like all of those in the African American Alliance of CDFI CEOs, who are leading organizations who are making an impact every single day. We're going to increase small dollar loans, increase the customer experience, increase our use of technology, increase streamlined processes so that the SBA can really help build this small business boom and deliver on the President's vision, which was did not want to leave any idea behind, did not want to leave any community behind from benefiting from the economic investments that we're making in this country. And so I'm so pleased to sign this MOU with my good friends at the Alliance and really kick off Black History Month and a full day of meeting with some of these small business board members and trying to make sure that capital delivers opportunity and builds wealth in our communities. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Administrator Guzman, for those wonderful remarks, and as always, for just the tremendous support that you've given the Alliance from the outset. We so appreciate the continuing support and the partnership with SBA and so many of the SBA colleagues who are in the room today. So I'm going to ask the Alliance members to come up as we prepare for the signing with the Administrator and with Linda DeLong. If the Alliance members can come up on the stage as well for the ceremonial signing. And then the Administrator is going to have some closing remarks right after the signing as well.
Pictures? I will pick this up.
All right. I was delighted with love and change real fast.
Take your time.
We will frame this.
Did you pick here? Yeah, this is fine. Is this on? All right. Well, I'll talk a lot. No, I'll talk a lot. Well, I am honored to see this signed. And I have been talking about this for some time, and saving it for a moment like this, and coming here to Hayti is really, a way to seal this alliance and ensure that boots on the ground that we're deploying. So I know that I have my regional administrator, Alan Thomas, who's boots on the ground here in North Carolina, former mayor as well in North Carolina, and we also have my district director, Mike Ariola, here as well. These are the folks, and I have this incredible representation around the country who will deliver to make sure that the education and transfer of technical assistance across my programs will be deployed across this membership network, that we will be able to support the borrowers that you all are trying to serve with tools and technology. And I'm so excited to see this implemented through the great talent that I have at the SBA and long into the future. So thank you so much for being here. And I'll pass it on to Linda.
Good. Thank you so much. I must say this, that Durham's selection was no accident. The administrator, I just say, tell me where you want to have it, and I'll show up, right? And she said, we want to have it in Durham, North Carolina. And so let's give her a hand for one of the countries. I must say, not only this is a historic day for our members, but also for Black and brown businesses throughout this nation. But this would never happen if I didn't have Amber Bond and Chevelle just working this. Amber really picked this place out, right? And so I want to thank my policy team, my communication people, and membership. Thank y'all so much. But I got to tell you, Amber and Chevelle really did the hard work, all right? And former Congressman Butterfield came here today. Part of a highway was named after him today, all right? And when I told the administrator demonstrator, he said, I'm coming from that signing ceremony here, and he kept his word, so thank you. And again, I'm hippopotamus happy.
Congressman, I did not know you were here. Thank you for coming. I really appreciate it. Wonderful.
Thank you.